A few weeks ago, something amazing happened to a student named Jose Nunez in Albuquerque. On a Sunday afternoon, he went to an ATM to deposit some money so he could help buy his granddad some socks that his granddad had found online. But once he got to the ATM, he found a bag full of money, $135,000 to be exact. He called the police immediately and he returned all the money and was a local hero. Now, the story in itself is amazing and there's a lot more details and you need to go check it out if you've never heard this before. But what really amazed me were all the comments people were making about the situation, about how he should have just taken a little bit of that money for himself. The mayor even said, "Man, we all know that temptation. Even just to take a little off the top, just one of those little bundles. I mean, that had to be really hard." This young man said, "No, that never crossed my mind because returning the money was the right thing to do. He had a line and he didn't cross it." This reminds me of a few other young men who had a line that they would not cross. Their names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. You probably know them better as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They are in quite a predicament. Bow down and worship a statue made of gold or be killed by being burned alive in a furnace. These three young men had their line that they wouldn't cross, and that was to defy God's word. Remember, God said, "You must not make for yourself any idol or any image of any kind, or of anything in the heavens or on the earth or in the sea. You must not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods." They took their stand and said, "God will save us, but even if he doesn't, we'll never bow down." There's this idea in the study of ethics that everyone has their point where their morality shifts. They find this out by asking if a person would lie to their boss for $10. And if not, how about 100, 1,000, 10,000, or maybe even 1,000,000? The idea is to find a number that person agrees with, then start subtracting $1 every time. For example, if you had lied to your boss for $1,000,000, then would you do it for 999,999? How about 999,998? But for a Christian, this should be an easy call. We stand on God's word and nothing else. Not our greed, not our justifications. We stand on God's word no matter what it cost us. Those three men stood their ground in front of King Nebuchadnezzar, even if it cost them their lives. While we may never face a life or death situation like them, we will face other temptations, such as lying at work or being dishonest over a few bucks from a store or a restaurant who mischarges you. Whatever it is, we need to make sure that our line is God's word and not our reasons. Because God never fails. Our logic, on the other hand, well, I'm sure you already know how that goes.